need to be really good ambassadors of this money. People are willingly turning it over to us.
Not being so foolish to stand for things that would maybe just bring in a quick fix of money if it's not something that goes along with our core values and our mission as an organization.
Well, and I think it does, it puts us kind of in the mode that we're creating right now, which is we're not going to just check that box and hand you a check. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure what you're going to do with that money, and just like how we want you to make sure we're doing it.
If you get to the why, I think there still is just this sense that people get focused on what you see here reported in the lay media is just 80% survival. 80% survival. So the sense is that, oh, then most kids live now. And like, it's shocking to me when I tell people like all the stuff that's happened to me, like, yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, you're fine, right? No. You know, yeah, I am fine, I have a great life. But at the same time, like, is that really what we want for our patients as they go through all these things their whole life? No, that's not what we're really shooting for. And there's a stat that I think is really telling. If you look at our survivor population, by age 50, 60% will either be dead or they will be suffering from a life-threatening health condition. So again, 50 is pretty young to be having, you know, some of those outcomes. And so that's just, you know, we have to tell that story, that the work isn't done yet. There's some huge problems that remain. The hypothesis we have for the research that we're conducting with the funds that the Turner Gold Foundation gave us is that childhood cancer survivors, because of their unique exposures to radiation and some particular chemotherapy agents, have an increased tendency to clot. And so that is based off of some of the emerging studies that show increased rates of cerebral strokes and coronary artery disease and some other outcomes that are associated with potentially clotting. But that's, you know, kind of where the field is. We need to figure out what are the ways we can, you know, kind of improve the health of the population by doing some of the interventions that are more common, I think, in older populations. Like with heart disease, patients are on, you know, it's very, you know, clear that they need to be on beta blockers and ACE inhibitors and aspirin and cholesterol-lowering agents. I think our patients have similar risks, but we just don't have the data to be able to do that yet.
Let's see a big off. Whoa, that is the best off of the day. Probably of the last week. We'll give you the whole week.
The funds that I got from the Turner Gold Foundation have been life-changing for my research. And we've learned that there are factors in the bone marrow that can identify which children are more likely to relapse. The ability to get funding for pediatric cancers is very, very challenging. There's not a huge profit margin in pediatric cancers. There's not a lot of cases, and so the ability of a new drug to be applicable to a large group of children is very unlikely. So to have a company see a huge profit opportunity in developing a new drug for children with cancer is relatively unlikely. So the vast majority of new drugs that we use for pediatric oncology that have been developed by pharmaceutical companies comes after they've been developed for adult cancers, and then they get repurposed into children's cancers. A significant portion of the funding comes from families.